All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to visit with you. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time at 8 o'clock Central, talk about strategies, tips, techniques, success stories. Really, we're here not to be your coach or to be your mentor, but to help you generate at least six figures a month as a branch office. And so I think there's two types of branch CEOs. That's what you are. You're a branch CEO. There's some of you that get it. You realize, wow, we have the formula, which is depicted here on the screen, the four phases. We have the formula to help any small business owner become fundable, their business to become fundable and get lots of money. So some of us see it and say, this is powerful. This is important. This is real. It's legal. It's ethical. It's effective. It's powerful. And that's great. So for those of you that I guess buy into it, if you will, then we need to make sure that we're helping you with the three-phase sales process, which isn't on the screen, but we need leads, we need to educate the leads, and then we need to enroll the leads. So we need to make sure that we're doing everything. I was just talking to Janelle this morning, who's not unfortunately on the Zoom now. She enrolled as a branch on January 11th. And so she's off to a slow start. Well, if any of you are off to a slow start, we need to figure out why. And is it leads? Do you not have leads? Well, we can fix that. Do you have trouble explaining the value proposition to clients to educate them? We can fix that. Is it you somehow don't know how to enroll them when they want help? We can fix that. So please feel the sense of authentic desire that we have to help each of you help clients and earn a significant side income. So with that being said, we know that having tools and resources are important because this is something that we do day in, day out. We know it well, and this is something that's less important to you, less involving. So with that, tools and resources are important. One of which that we've created is a discussion. So this four phase, and I'll move this out of the way for a second. We're going to talk about it here in a minute. But this document, I think, has been met most warmly as a valuable resource to help both prospective clients understand what do we do, what do they get, and how does it flow. And then also, it's a very effective resource for you to understand how to explain it to them. So if you go to the ChapmanLoanProgram.org website, which again is not depicted here, but here's the link, both versions are available to you. So kind of towards the center of the website is the recording of this that frankly you could just copy the link. It's in YouTube format. You could copy that link and give it to your prospects if you just don't feel comfortable yet in talking them through it. So you could, of course, use it to train yourself, but it's there. It's not completely white label, but it's close. So that tool is there if you need. And then down towards the bottom of Chapman Loan Program, where the distribution partner resources are, there's a training video teaching you how to use it. But regardless of that, we're here to help, and the program is the program. Now, some of you are newer, some of you have been around a while. So we kind of get caught up. What do we talk about on these daily Zooms? Because over time, we've covered just about everything that there is to cover. However, we know some of you haven't been around, you haven't heard everything. So yesterday, we had a conversation talking about trade lines. So in phase two here, we build business creditworthiness, and part of that is adding primary trade lines. So we had, I think, a really interesting conversation yesterday about how to pivot your clients' personal vehicles and making them into a business trade line. And it's real. It's real. And to be honest with you, I just did it. So we don't preach things that we don't actually do because we want to validate that it works. And frankly, we encourage you to do the same. With all that said, today we're going to talk about creating W-2 income. I want you to understand the what, the why, the how. So what we're doing with the Startup Business Funding Program is building a fundable business so the business qualifies. And that's what, we build the foundation of it, we build its business credit worthiness, and we build its financials. The business owner is not part of these steps. This is about improving the credibility of the business itself. Today, we're going to talk about what can we do to build the credibility of the business owner, right? Because businesses don't have W-2 income. So why would your clients want to have, and frankly, this is true for each of you. So I could even spin this conversation that you're the CEO of your branch. I believe each of you should have a salary that you're receiving from your branch office. So let's even look at it that way. It applies the same to clients, but let's spin this around. I didn't expect to do this. And let's talk about you. Well, if I could type. You are the CEO of a branch office. And so ideally you set that up as a business either on your own or with us. So let's make these bullets. So this is a fact. If you have signed up as a branch office, same thing as Opportunity Fund, you are the CEO of a business. You can deny it, you can ignore it, you can mistreat it, you can waste the opportunity away, but it's a flat out fact. So with that, we believe you should be, we're going to call it drawing, earning a W-2 income. You should be. And so I'll show you how to do that. And again, this is the same for the clients too, because you're going to run into some clients that have 1099 income. They're insurance agents, they're realtors. However, they're getting money in, they're of the mindset that they are not able to have a W-2. And that is a missed opportunity, which we'll talk more about why in a minute. So we believe each of you, just as I am, I'm a W-2 employee of the business I own. I believe you should be a W-2 employee of your business. So we do not recommend self-employed. So we'll make it all capital. Self-employed is bad. You do not want to be self-employed. You do not want your clients to be self-employed. Being self-employed is horrible. Instead, work for your company. Be a W-2 employee of your company. That's important. If we do this, we will have more access to capital. So we don't want to be self-employed. We want clients to have W-2 income. We want you to have W-2 income. It's not very difficult. We're going to go through the specifics. So how to become a W-2 employee of your business. Because I can tell you when you're, well, we've bought 3 company vehicles in the past 3 months. First, we bought a Mercedes G-Wagon, G63, awesome ride. Then we turned around and bought a Porsche 911, brand new, off showroom floor. And then this week, we did the flip. We took a personal vehicle and then did a switch and flip and switched it over to being in a business vehicle, company vehicle. In every case, those vehicles are under the company. They're financed under the company. However, they ask the business owner or owner's information. And so we don't want to be self-employed. We want to be W-2. So how do you do it? Now, so I'm kind of finished with explaining why. So being a W-2 employee is better. It's better for tax compliance purposes. It's better for accessing capital. If you need me to go into that more, I can, but hopefully you can just accept the fact each of you should be a W-2 employee of your own business. So how do you do it? Here's how I recommend it. Here's how we do it, in fact. Now, if you want to do it differently, that's fine. But QuickBooks. So we recommend all clients and branches have QuickBooks. It allows us to track our money, our business money, but also it makes generating reports easy. Well, what kind of reports would we care about for you or for your branch or for your clients? We need things like balance sheets, right? Over here you can see balance sheet. We need to have a balance sheet for a business. And so QuickBooks makes it simple to do that. So we already need QuickBooks. You might say, well, what does that have to do with being a W-2 employee? Well, then we can simply add QuickBooks payroll to our subscription. Can't see. Subscription. Now, if you want to do your payroll differently, that's fine. If you got an accountant, CPA, bookkeeper, it's okay if you want to do it different. But I'm just showing you a simple model that works, and it's frankly what we do. So everybody that owns a business, in my opinion, should have QuickBooks, unless they've outsourced it to their accountant. So with QuickBooks, it's affordable, allows us to manage our money. So beyond that, then we can go ahead and add payroll to QuickBooks. Now we can solve the problem. So then we can be a W-2 employee of our company. So it's that simple. It's just paperwork. Now, once we are a W-2 employee, QuickBooks handles the direct deposits. They handle the tax submissions, makes it simple. Now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and then set up our pay structure. So here's what I would recommend. Using QuickBooks, pay yourself direct deposit, pay yourself weekly. I would just do on Fridays. Now, the question becomes how much? Of course, the more income you generate, the more borrowing capacity you have. What I would do is I would start modest. I would start with a $2,000 weekly salary. That's what I would do. So, that's the equivalent of $104,000 a year. It's nothing crazy high, but that's really the answer to our discussion today. We believe that our clients should be W-2 employees. They shouldn't be 1099. So that provides the documentation and positioning for better access to capital. And for those of you, our branches, we recommend that you run your business like a business. And so with that, we recommend that you set up QuickBooks, even if you're not going for a capital raise for your own branch, your own business, still run it like a business. And this is going to provide you more access to capital later if you need. Plus, you're walking the walk, right? You're doing what you should be doing. Now, from an advanced perspective, we can certainly add benefits. And so that's what we do here. And you should consider it I think, as well. So you can add health insurance. Why would you want to run your health insurance through your company? Well, now it's a group benefit, so there's no pre-existing conditions. So underwriting's better. You know, I have stage 4 cancer, but I'm able to get all these benefits because it's group benefits. So you could add health insurance, you could add dental insurance, which we have. We do both of ours through Blue Cross. You could add vision, so people can, you and your employees, as you add employees, can afford to go get glasses and contacts. You could add, what am I missing? Short-term disability and long-term disability. I think that's really important to have. We get ours through Principal. And what am I missing? There may be others. But with that being said, what questions do any of you have about the concept that we should never be, let's make it even clearer, never be self-employed. The finance world doesn't like self-employed. They don't like the description of self-employed. And so when you're self-employed, it's harder to get a mortgage, it's harder to get car loans, it's harder to get credit cards. It's pretty much more difficult because self-employed is considered risky, and they'll often ask for a lot of substantiating information. If you're a W-2, all is good. So I do recommend each of you consider becoming a W-2 employee. What did I miss here? Anyone have questions, comments, concerns on what we've discussed today? So why are we spending your time talking about this? Well, it's kind of a fine-tuned topic that we often will address with clients. So remember, when you enroll clients in the Startup Business Funding Program, it's our responsibility to handle the implementation. We do the implementation. So you don't have to. So when we do the implementation, what that means is that we'll be helping them set up their balance sheets and getting QuickBooks set up. We do that, you don't. But also, just so you know, we'll recommend to them that they set themselves up on payroll. So even back here on phase 1, the first tranche of financing is more based upon the individual, whereby, of course, over here, we're talking about business funding. But following this concept that we just discussed here, we can help people qualify for a lot more. Get rid of that highlighting. We can help clients qualify for a lot more first tranche financing by doing it this way. We've had some clients that came into the system, they had high credit scores, but they didn't have good W-2 income. And so then they didn't qualify for much first tranche financing. So I'm talking about people that had 700 credit scores, people that had 750 credit scores. Once in a while, people have 800 credit scores. I mean, just amazingly strong credit. But if they don't have the capacity, one of the other 3 C's, then that's a barrier. So in some cases, we're helping clients address this all the way back in phase 1. Because it's going to provide them immediate working capital. So if you're following the recommendations that we made here, if you're paying yourself weekly, because a lot of times if they're going to ask for pay stubs, they're only going to ask for the 2 most recent pay stubs. Well, if we're paying ourselves weekly, it only takes 2 weeks. So literally, we're only 2 to 3 weeks away from being able to help clients qualify for a lot more first tranche finance. All right, so who has questions, comments, concerns? So this is not something that you need to go teach. It's not something that is your burden. We handle implementation of clients enrolled in the startup program. But I don't want you to be surprised that if you enroll a client and we're helping them get their foundation built, that if we start talking to them, it's not about us hiring them, right? It's about them being an employee of their own company. I don't need to be surprised by that and say, well, what the hell are they talking about? Tom said you should never be self-employed. What the hell is he talking about? I feel that way. So I'm on record. No one should be self-employed. Not you, not me, no one. No one should be self-employed. However, I do think we all should own a business. And I do think that we should work for our own business, because guess what? In addition to our weekly salary, we can also have what? Bonus distributions. So yeah, we can make a lot more. We're not capped at 104,000. But I like this, because if you're running a branch and you're not making at least 100,000 personal income per year, you're a fucking failure. I'm just going to go on the record and curse and say that, because this is too big of an opportunity. Too big of an opportunity. Now, certainly we could make this more, but this is a very attainable. I mean, what would you have to do to qualify to have enough income coming into your branch to cover this? Right? You are all committed to enrolling 2 clients a week already. If you're just doing the minimum amount to stay compliant, the minimum amount of your branch open, then you can be drawing 104,000 salary. And then you can obviously take bonus distributions on a quarterly, a monthly, a weekly basis. This is not limiting your income, but it's structuring it in a way that it makes you or your clients more fundable. All right, so any questions, comments, concerns? I know a number of you are CPAs, a number of you are bookkeepers. Is there anything that I missed? Because I know that there's other payroll services other than QuickBooks Payroll. I don't get paid by QuickBooks Payroll. I don't have some referral link to give you, so I get a kickback. There's no financial interest. I just like things simple, right? And this is something simple that works. We do it. All of our employees are W-2, not 1099, not quasi-employees. All of them have benefits. And as you grow your branch, I think you should consider paying yourself. You're paying yourself, of course, but paying your staff and adding benefits. Help people have financial security. Any questions, comments, concerns that anyone has? The most important thing is not this. The most important thing is make sure that your branch is profitable. Make sure that you're enrolling clients. And if you need help, you should know it, but our phone number is here. That's our main number, right? And it's on our website, it's on our email. I have some branches that I call and I can't reach them. I just cannot reach them. I could call them 10 times and I can't reach them. Some branches don't have voicemails set up. Some have voicemails that are full. None of that is conducive to running a successful business. Now, you're smart. You don't need lecturing from me. But my job is to make sure that you're making money. I need to make sure that your branch is profitable and that you're making money. And your branch should be bringing in at least 100,000 a month. So here's our phone number. If you don't have it, you can call it. It's answered live during the week, and we can help you. So with that, is there anything else that I can assist you with now? Anything else? So, and this is off Sarah's comment. So no, I don't recommend that you, if you, so I'm giving you inside, I guess I'll call it inside information, but this is not designed for you to go lecture clients about. I'm just explaining what we do, because you're essentially through the white label, private label branch model, we're your vendor. It's our responsibility to do the client implementation. So we're taking clients through this process. You don't have to do any of this. And frankly, you don't have to know any of this. But the bottom line is, I just want you to understand what we're doing. And then never hesitate to ask why we do it. And I had one person say, well, that's illegal. You can't do that. I mean, it just shows how financially illiterate that person is. It's like, well, wait, you're saying that I can't own a company? You're saying that I can't set up legal payroll and pay myself? Of course it's legal, it's ethical, it's normal business, but you just have to be thick-skinned. There's a lot of people that don't know what you know. And so sometimes they just make shit up, and it's sometimes hurtful, sometimes it's just off base. But what we're going to always talk about and what we always do I'll close this. From a compliance perspective, many of you know this, but if not, I'll just say this and we'll end today. We went through an audit from the Federal Trade Commission. You ever heard of the FTC, Federal Trade Commission? So it was 3 years ago, the Federal Trade Commission had their attorneys approach us and they reviewed everything about our business because they wanted to know, is it legal? Guess what came from that FTC audit? Nothing. Our business is 100% legally compliant. We didn't get any fines. We didn't get into any trouble. We didn't get any requested changes. Everything about our business is legal, it's ethical, and it's definitely compliant. So if anyone were to come back and say, well, what you guys are doing is illegal, it's a scam, they're a fool. They're either malicious or they're a fool, because we've literally gone through a Federal Trade Commission audit and there were no wrongdoings found, no fines, no penalties, no changes needed. So if people tell you different about what you and I are doing, they're fools or they're malicious. All right, well, that's what we do and that's how we do it. So let us know what I can do to assist you. But most basically, enroll a client. A business, a branch that doesn't enroll clients is going to close. Go enroll a client today. Don't worry about 2 or 3 or 10 or 20 or 100. Just enroll a client today. What do you say? Enroll a client. Find someone that needs funding that doesn't have a fundable business. We'll help them make it fundable. It's not that difficult. Thank you so much. We'll see you back tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.